Hello, everybody. It's Dark Side Phil.
It's your boy, Wings of Redemption.
This is how we chill.
Look here! Look, listen!
Joe Murray spends his whole fucking day talking about Phil. Joe Murray spends his whole fucking day talking about Phil.
It's time for another relaxing chill session. Load up, down. No need to be stressing and flying sky high on these Wings of Redemption. Chill Murray 7. That's my decompression.
Joe Murray spends his whole fucking day talking about Phil.
Yo, what up? It's your boy. Bro, this fool Phil has lost his goddamn mind. Like, I had to rip this out the restream, dude, because it's one of Phil's top 10 kind of good little rants, man. I swear to God, I had to set this motherfucker straight, dude. So, yeah, in this, it's pretty much me ripping this out the restream. Phil was sitting here on the Level 1 podcast, bro, just going in, ranting towards the TikTok kids and us, you know, as we're sitting here making fun of his garbage Zelda gameplay, worst gameplay Phil's ever done, you know, and Phil's fragile ego can't handle it. So yeah, in this video, dude, Phil's sitting here doing a victory lap, trying to retcon history, dude, acting like we ain't watch him play this game like a little retarded kid, bro. So yeah, let's get into it.
Of the game, the fifth, they call it the fifth temple of this, the Sage of Spirit or something, which they never even explain what that is. It's really weird because all the other sages in the game have an element. The Sage of Wind, the Sage of Fire, the Sage of Lightning, right? And then there's the Sage of Spirit. What the hell is that? That's like Kwame's ability in freaking Captain Planet. It's terrible. Heart? Who wants that? It doesn't even do anything. It's a mech. I'm not even kidding you. The person has a freaking mech they drive around.
That's pretty dope.
Spirit, right. Shows that Nintendo didn't even know what it was. So anyway.
Oh, he's gonna get shit for this, guys.
Actually, it wasn't Kwame, was it? No, it was Mati. It was Mati who had the power of heart in Captain Planet. I got my Planet Tears crossed. Now I'm embarrassed. You know, I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s. How dare I get my Planet Tears crossed?
That...
Anyway, no one
cares.
Name is
Let's
continue. Last night, I resumed with my playthrough of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom in the middle of this final temple. And there were two more major puzzles to complete to get robot parts to build a mech. And quite honestly, these puzzles weren't that hard at all. They were actually quite simple. And we build the mech. And then the game was like, okay, well, now what you need to do is walk across the depths to this point out there in the depths on a map. And that's where the end of the end of the dungeon is. Okay, so we did that. And what's funny is,
I know he needs more vitamin C, dude.
Between
you can tell the fucker doesn't
even
eat
point you're
an
supposed
orange.
to go to.
Not
and they
one
put these
orange goes
checkpoints
inside him.
Where there's all these like weapon pieces that you can put on the mech as it walks with you, and you can either have the mech attack by itself or you can control the mech and actually fight in combat. The thing is, just like with Link, when you put these parts on the mech and you use it, the parts break. So immediately you're like, this is tedious. Why did they do it this way? Why not have it be fun? You know, everyone complains about the destructible and degradable weapons in the game. Why not have a part of the game where it's not like that, where it's a little different for variety, so you can feel like you have some power and you don't feel weak like things can break at a moment's notice? Nintendo says,
they gave you the Master Sword.
We've got to use our tried and true...
That's why they give you the Master Sword at the end of the game, Phil. Like, usually you get the Master Sword, you feel like, damn, bro, I got a big old fucking dick, you know? And it glows. Like, shit, the Master Sword's pretty op, dog. Oh, whatever,
annoying formula to piss you off. So immediately
Phil just likes to have an easy
enemies and your
time with
weapons
everything
are breaking,
in
like, I don't
life.
want to do this
Vitamin
anymore.
D, sorry,
so
cool
I said,
beans.
fuck
I'm fucking
it,
retarded,
and I just
man.
beelined it all the way to the waypoint and ignored everything.
I have
skipped
my
every
vitamins
enemy, I skipped
mixed
all the
up.
checkpoints for the mech. You don't need them. You literally don't need the checkpoints. They're completely extra, have nothing to do with anything, and they don't add anything. It's just extra content, extra combat you don't ever need to do. Just busy stuff to make the game longer, basically. So I said, screw it, and I ran all the way to the final checkpoint.
Damn, I didn't know that.
I strapped
That
a
fucking
rocket on the
sucks.
back of the mech. I launched it up a stairwell, and we fought the boss of the dungeon. Now, here's the hilarious part about this, okay? This is... Well, okay, I won't spoil yet, but basically everyone's warning me. They're like, oh, this is gonna be good. Phil's got to fight this boss. This boss is rage-inducing. This boss is one of them.
I gotta find a clip of me actually getting hype for Phil to fight the boss. Cause I was, dude. I was sitting here literally rubbing my hands together like, oh shit, here we go. Here we fucking go, dude. And it was okay.
No saving.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Overtime with the final fucking boss! Oh my fucking god, this is such a good night! Let's go! Let's fucking go! Yes, he can't save. He's forced to keep going on the final boss. Let's go. Overtime. It's 9:31, guys. Phil hops off. He's done right now. He would hop off if he could save. If Phil could save the game right now, he would hop off and go away. Bro, he would. But not only are tips low, he can't save the fucking game. And Phil is done. He's annoyed. He's fed up with this fucking game. He wants it as done as I do. This is the perfect combination, like I told you guys. Ganon! Ganon! All my money is on you! You're my horse in this race, Ganon. Ganon, I need you to pull out that big dick energy and give me that gold dust. Work! I'm very surprised he beat it, dude. He barely beat that shit with the fucking on the skin of his hair, dude.
The most annoying in the game, and we can't wait to see Phil fight it because he's going to lose and lose and lose and have to keep retrying it. We're going to be here for like an hour. It took me 5 minutes. One shot.
It did not take
the easiest boss in...
Oh, bro. Hell no. I have the receipts, Phil. I have the goddamn receipts. You busted through every single shield. You ate every single piece of food you had. Bro, you fucking lost to the boss once or twice. And you, dude, it took you good 3 fucking tries, you bastard. Stop lying. You fucking liar. Why do you have to lie about shit that we could easily fucking see from last night? You fucking bitch.
In the effing game. Do you want to know why?
Yo, what's up,
Because I didn't waste my time doing the boring shit. Getting there, I just beelined it. So here's what happened. This boss, basically what happens is your mech gets into a ring, like a wrestling ring almost, or a boxing ring. And you have to have a one-on-one fight with another mech.
I have to make a video about this.
Now you have to use weapons that are available, but the only weapons they put in the ring for you are these spikes that are punching, like a boxing match. But because I didn't waste time fighting a million generic enemies that didn't need to be fought and added nothing to the game but only padded it.
Bro, I'm about to lose my mind. It took him 50 hours, bro. It took him 50 hours to beat a game that on average should take you 30, dude. Fuck out of here.
I had a torch on my right hand.
20 hours of Phil wasting everyone's time,
and the
bro.
torch on my right hand lights the boss
Bro,
on fire.
Fuck you, Phil. Fuck this shit. Fuck you. I'm about to go in. Motherfucker, who do you think you are? A game has so much padding, it shouldn't waste your time, says the little fucking freak who sits here, takes 1,000,000 years to start a fucking stream. And then when he starts a stream, he sits here and talks to you for almost a fucking hour before he actually starts the fucking game. And then when he's actually playing the motherfucking game, he sits here and reads the fucking chat, sits here and picks his fucking ear and his nose, sits here and scratches his fucking Neanderthal fucking armpits. He's fucking dumb. This guy thinks I'm a fool. Phil, all he does is waste time. This right here, this whole fucking kabuki theater shit called a podcast is a waste of fucking time. It's all he does. This is called DSP gaming, but there's no gaming that goes on here. Next to no gaming goes on this motherfucking channel, bro. You know what the fuck goes on DSP Gaming? It's a fucking video diary for a 41-year-old fucking loser. Fuck you, Phil. Shit.
So literally all you need to do is walk up, light it on fire. Now it's stunned. Punch, punch, punch. It hits the ropes, takes damage. It jumps, light it on fire. Punch, punch, punch. It hits the ropes. That's the whole boss fight. It took me one shot, 5 minutes. It was the easiest boss fight in the game for me by far. Like, super simplistic. And everyone's like, oh, so actually if you skip the generic padding shit that Nintendo puts into this part of the game, it benefits you. Yeah, just like it does the rest of the game, which is the point I've been making for the entirety of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Nintendo purposefully padded the game to make it seem like one of their longest, most robust, most filled, chock full of content games.
Yeah, I played Halo Wars.
But half the content is completely superfluous and actually makes the game worse.
That was years ago.
Sorry, it does. It's called blow. The word I've been using the entire
Oh yeah, the C's construct, bro. He struggled against the C's construct
and you just
too.
get to the good parts, the game's very good. But the bloat that's in there makes the game feel so hefty and tedious and arduous. And if I had actually done it as Nintendo had intended and did all the boring fighting, I would have not had the blowtorch, in which case I would have not been able to beat the boss like that, and it would have been an annoying ass boss fight like apparently it was for most people. But because I said fuck that nonsense, I'm skipping your boring bullshit, and I went right to the boss, I easily kicked its ass. I guarantee you now people are going to do that. Now that they've seen that, they're going to say, oh, fuck that. Every time I play this game, I'm not wasting time in the underground on that. I'm going right to the boss and fighting him with the blowtorch because it beats him right away. What a waste of time.
Phil,
seriously, I'm sorry.
Phil, people don't play games like an autistic little child like you, Phil. Okay? People don't treat games disrespectfully like you do. Alright? No one's going to see the stupid little thing you did and go, oh my god! Did you see? I'm gonna do what Darkside Phil did. Hell no, bro. You're on fucking meth, dude.
There's great parts in this game. That was 100% evidence of how Nintendo bloated their game, and it actually is detrimental to the overall experience and the enjoyment factor. So,
he's calling a
after I beat that boss,
blowtorch.
we headed into the end game. Now, the thing is, from what I'm to understand, okay, there's two ways to get to
my
the
car
actual
should be
end of the
fixed
game.
today, hopefully.
Option number one is to do an insanely long, time-consuming quest in the depths. Because once you've completed everything with the 5 sages and you've gotten the Master Sword, which I already had, the game tells you, go talk to, what's her name, Josha or whatever? Because she has the quest for the underground, the depths. And you have to do all this exploration in the depths, essentially. You have to follow all these statues down there to go to these various little like, temples. I guess what it is there's that Iveega clan that was the major part of Breath of the Wild. And they're in this game as well, but they're all underground. So they have all these bases and things down there you have to take over. You have to fight the head of the Iveega multiple times. I guess there is like one final optional boss fight against the head of the Iveega or whatever. And it takes a long time to get through that quest line. People were telling me it's lengthy.
Like
if you do it all, it's like dozens of hours, maybe a dozen hours extra to your playthrough to explore all these depths and do all these optional bases or whatever.
I feel so bad for that
And at the end of that, all right, at the end of all of that, it will lead you to where Ganon is in the depths. Okay? So if you do it the way, again, the game intends, you waste like 15 hours of your life. And I hate to say it, because that's exactly what it is. It's a waste. Do you actually get anything significant for doing it? No. Maybe you'll get enough pose and you'll do the quest line to get the underground armor that's gloom resistant, right? But in reality, no, you're not going to get anything significant. You're going to get a little bit extra
Moldy
story as you fight the Iveega clan or
Phil's finally stroking
but it's padding. It's filler. It's to make the game longer. If you use your common sense,
bro, every
and you say,
fucking
where would
game.
Ganon be?
Shut the fuck up, bro. Every game, Phil, every single game ever made and will ever be made will have some sort of padding, Phil. Okay? These games aren't made for you, bro. Not only do you hate playing games, they're not made for your stupid little special education streams, dog. Alright? So your money-grubbing little hoobs could just fucking play it and finish it in 5 hours. So you can move on to the next scam and the next scam. Those days are over, Phil. Alright? Stop demanding developers to make games for you, you narcissistic fucking clown. Come on.
Well, gee, when we started the game, Link and Zelda were going down a staircase under Hyrule Castle.
And what makes it
they
funny
found this room full of murals. They found
is that
Ganon,
he's
and
projecting
inadvertently Ganon gets
himself.
released, right?
He's
Josh,
projecting
he loves to
himself
crawl on my
onto
lap now
fucking the
during
games,
these,
pretty much.
podcasts.
Everything he's
Silly guy.
criticizing Zelda about is
And,
what he personally does when he's
So yeah,
playing Zelda.
if you use common sense,
That's what
you
blows
say,
my
well, where would he
mind
be?
and kinda
He was under the
angers me.
castle when the game started. So guess where he is? He's under the fucking floating castle. What do you think he did? He moved? He went and bought a condo or something? You know, he went to a high rise? No.
Bro, dude, that's the... Oh, I hate this guy so much. So much. He's so retarded. He's literally the king of the retards, bro. Like, I swear to God, I wish we could kidnap this guy and tattoo in big letters on his big-ass, bulbous forehead. R-E-T-A-R-D. Retard, bro. Just big fucking letters on his forehead. Permanent tattoo, dude.
No, he's still under the castle. So all you got to do is go under the castle, and once you fall all the way down there, which is the deepest part of the depths, there's a big cave system you have to go in. By the way, it's annoying. You have to go through all these different caves, and there's a bunch of glue-style enemies or whatever. You have to get past them. And there's essentially a big chunk of stuff you have to do to finally get to the Ganon area of the game. And the game really, really wants you to experience this as like this was the home stretch and the final gauntlet, because it really is a gauntlet to beat Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. There's a part where you have to fight 4 different waves of enemies from the game. Now the good news is all of the sages are with you, so they're all using their abilities, and it doesn't become I feel like it actually felt interesting. Now, I know some people might say, well, it felt tedious because there's a lot of enemies, but it's kind of the culmination of all the combat of the game. You got a whole team of people with you, and if you're using all the abilities of them, and if you're using the mech, which I use, it's actually not bad at all. The mech is very useful in this part.
Yeah, I gotta make a video about this, bro. We were here last fucking night. We saw how much he struggled, complained, cried, and now he's like, it wasn't that hard.
If you just keep pushing them back and beating them up, and get your energy back, and if you do it right, which I did, I one-shotted it. A lot of people said that's one of the harder parts of the game, and I one-shotted the gauntlets of enemies. And once you beat them, then you get a checkpoint, and then you actually get to the final Ganon boss fight. The final Ganon boss fight, again, is a gauntlet. Okay? A complete, crazy gauntlet. 4 phases. Alright? And in reality, the Ganon boss fight is not difficult. It's a puzzle, like all Nintendo games, right?
It's a puzzle. It was not a puzzle.
The final fight is not really a culmination of all the skills of the game. It's just a...
That's how small his little pea brain is, bro. It is a puzzle boss. It's a puzzle boss. Like, no, it's not. It's pretty straightforward, Phil.
Puzzle you have to figure out, and once you figure it out, it's pretty easy to beat. But of course, the first time you fight them, you're not going to know that. When you get to phase 2 for the first time, you're not going to know what the puzzle is. So you have to figure out the puzzle slowly, and in the game's defense,
what puzzle?
Thank goodness there's a checkpoint right before the boss.
It's not a puzzle. Like, bosses have patterns, Phil. They have patterns, bro. And it's up to you, the player, to figure out the pattern to beat the boss. Like, there's no puzzles. Like, what the fuck, bro? Are you high? Dude.
Fight. Can you imagine if you had to do that gauntlet of enemies again before you fought Ganon? That would be ridiculous, but they put a checkpoint right before the boss, which was very good. So, without too many...
So why? Why did you struggle with Kirby, Phil? Bro, this guy is insane.
Spoilers.
I think he actually smokes meth, dude,
the final
behind the
boss fight, 'cause
scenes.
it's pretty darn epic in my
No
opinion.
one will ever
The
convince
one
me he's not
thing
sniffing something.
that Nintendo
dude, like
did
Adderall
once
or
again,
something, dude.
this
He's
is
fucking
the
crazy.
only reason they did it. Okay? The only reason they did it was to annoy you and make the game more time-consuming.
Really?
When Ganon...
Really, bro. That's just the game developer's fucking only objective in life, dude. They sit in a boardroom and they're like, guys, make sure the game is as annoying as possible. Let's make it super fucking annoying so nobody wants to ever play it. Especially that fucker Darkside Phil. Oh, the guy? Yeah, the guy who's always talking shit about us and Miyamoto, dude. We need to make sure every game we make specifically wastes his time. Like, this guy is fucking insane, bro.
When he hits you, he inflicts you with gloom. Meaning every time that he hits you and you get your hearts reduced, you can't heal the hearts anymore. So if you don't go into this fight with gloom restoration items, like, you know, food that has the ability to heal hearts affected by gloom, you can't win the boss fight unless you do it absolutely perfectly and don't get hit, which no one's gonna do unless they're a perfectionist.
Bro, I'm pretty sure any person with fucking common sense could figure it out.
You know, for a first-time person going into this fight, if I didn't go in there with gloom items, I never would have beaten it. And I think I went in with 3. So the good news is I went in with so many that I was able to fully restore my hearts 3 times, and I actually was able to do it.
You were able to
But if I
scrub
went
the
in there
boss.
with like 1 or 2, I never would have beaten it. And that's, I mean, what the hell? Let's just make the end of the game, the final boss, so annoying. It's not bad enough that you had to do a gauntlet of enemies, then you have to fight 4 phases. But also, let's make it you can't heal. It's just like, hey, we want you to play our game, but why?
Yeah, it sounds like a final boss, Phil. Sounds like the final boss is supposed to be hard, Phil. It's supposed to be the ultimate kind of challenge in the whole game, Phil. Sounds like it's not just supposed to let Darkside Phil just fuck it and get all the tips and fucking go to bed. Yeah. Sounds like every video game I've ever played, Phil. You know, man, dude, you need to stop playing video games. You need to nuke DSP gaming and just, I don't know, sit back in your little autistic throne there and fucking watch shit all day.
While you're playing our game, we're gonna be holding.
You don't even understand video games anymore, bro.
Oh, by the way, we're gonna be tickling your ear with a feather. We're gonna raise the ambient temperature in your room by 45 degrees so you're sweating profusely, and we're gonna have someone screaming in your ear. Nah, 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 nah.
Bro.
Are you having fun yet? Because that's the ending of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. But it's challenge, right? Like, this is what gets me about it. Like, how do they not understand that? Okay, 1 thing is challenge. 2 things is difficulty. 3 things is annoyance. And like 4 things is like, fuck you. Why are you doing this? It's difficulty for the sake of annoying you so that you have to spend more time going back and re-preparing for the boss fight. And in fact, that's why people were warning me the whole game. They said, do the plot line, the optional plot line, where you have the ability to put down waypoints that you can fast travel to, because you're going to want to have a fast travel point right outside of Ganon's room, because we guarantee you're not going to beat it, and then you're going to have to leave and probably prepare more, level up more, get more armor, get more healing. Guess what? Didn't need to do that. I beat it. So all that bullshit, everyone was so worried that because I didn't grind for 50 additional hours and I wasn't going to be able to beat the game.
Yeah, you just go into the boss like a little scrub with all the healing items ever. Dude, this guy would sit here and cook shit for fucking 30 fucking minutes, dude. Like, when I tell you I have actual red-hot rage under my black African-ass skin, I fucking mean it, bro. If this was a Marvel movie, I'd turn into the Hulk and fucking break everything in my house. I hate this guy. He's such a fucking little dickhead, dude. Disingenuous. I hate this motherfucker. Oh,
game that I
everything coming out of his mouth is bullshit.
All right, what it is people sadly feed into this line of, oh, well, you know, everything in this game must be good because it's a Nintendo game. Everything in this game must be meaningful. It's not. All right, and again, if you like Zelda and you want to immerse yourself in the world of Zelda, go for it. But understand that's not for everyone. Some people want to play the game, enjoy it, but don't have 100 hours to spend on it. And in Nintendo's defense, you could do that.
In Nintendo's defense. Bro, this little fucking twerp.
I played this game for 50 hours. Here's what I really enjoy. The open world exploration aspect and
no,
the
you
wonder and
didn't.
discovery
You
of
hated
going to
it.
these geoglyphs.
He hated it. He hated the open world of it, bro. He literally sat here and criticized the shit out of it. It's just like the last game, but it just has like an underground, like Elden Ring, and these little islands on top. It just wastes your time. Literally, that's all he said the whole fucking game, dragging his feet through. It's a waste of time. The guy, the king of wasting everyone's fucking time. Complaining about his time being fucking wasted. Suck the biggest dick in the world, Phil. You're a fucking cocksucker, bro. Fuck you.
All of the 4 major
I call you the
dungeons.
fucking
Honestly,
F-word if I wouldn't
the
bring
fifth temple
TOS
a
super
dungeon.
hard,
It really
bro.
wasn't. It was 4 puzzles and a silly boss fight that actually sucked. So I think the 4
what's
major
up,
dungeons
Hillard?
were
It's
good.
good to
I thought
see
the
you
5th
too,
one
man.
was terrible, but I actually don't think that that really applies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't really a dungeon, okay? The ending, I mean, it's passable. It wasn't my favorite Zelda ending, but it actually wasn't my most hated either. I actually think that Skyward Sword's ending is much worse. I actually think that this game's ending is pretty decent, especially when it comes to, you know, the feeling like you overcame a great evil and you get some cool cutscenes at the end and everything. I was making fun of it like I always do, but
He skipped the last cutscene too. Like, he was so over the fucking game, he skipped the cutscene. Like, he skipped the credits that had the last cutscene.
I had a good time with it. You know, I think actually Skyward Sword might be one of the worst of all the Zelda games. The ending was really shitty. Not explaining much, and the final boss kind of sucked too. So I actually think that the ending of this game was not that bad at all. But what I find hilarious is people telling me my playthrough sucked and my playthrough was invalid when I skipped all the side content when you don't need any of it. Did I not prove that last night?
No.
I literally
Your narcissism is showing, Phil.
completed the 5th and final dungeon, no problem. I went to Ganon. I got through all of it. I beat the gauntlet of enemies first shot with only, what was it, 14, 15 hearts? People were like, you need 20, 30, 40 hearts. I had 15. Eat it right through it. Then you get to Ganon. The only reason Ganon's tough is because he's a puzzle and because he has gloom.
He's a puzzle.
That's it. If he wasn't a puzzle boss and it was based on combat and mechanics like it was, it would have been easy, but it wasn't. It was more puzzle. You need to know exactly what to do in each phase. And then the gloom damage is nonsense, but I went in there with some gloom healing items, and after 4 attempts, I think that's what it took me, 4 attempts, I beat it. So it took me, like I said, it took me about an hour to beat the end of the game. That's no big deal. That should be typical for like a Zelda game, about an hour to do the final fight or whatever. That's fine. So where exactly did I have to fucking do any of the stuff that everyone gave me shit for?
I have to see what his chat's saying, bro.
Right? I know the whole story of the game. I understand it, right? I did all the necessary important stuff. That got the Master Sword and all of that. And I didn't do 40 hours of nonsense, which didn't need to be done. I mean, it's nice, again, if you're a Zelda completionist and you love the lore of Zelda and you wanted the ultimate Zelda game with 5 zillion
This guy
hours
criticizing
of go
stuff
for
he
it.
didn't even
I'm not here to
experience.
tell you you're doing it wrong. Enjoy. But for people who told me my playthrough sucked because I skipped the content, fuck off. I didn't need to. Everything you told me was wrong. Oh, you'll never beat the end of the game. You didn't get the gloom armor. You didn't level up enough hearts.
I swear, he's such a little kid, bro. He's such a little boy. It's pathetic. Like, on top of the narcissism and shit, he's a little kid, man. I beat the game! Na-na-na-na-na-na! See, I told you! I was right the whole time! Everything I said and everything I did was valid and right! And you're wrong! Fuck you! Na-na-na-na-na-na, snort! Like, he's a little fucking man-child, bro. Like, get over yourself. You're fucking 41 years old, you little cock.
You don't have the right weapons. You don't have enough healing items. You need to get the checkpoint to put outside of the Ganon room. None of that was correct. Every single tip there was wrong. I went right to it and beat it. So what the hell are you talking about? At this point, it's time to stop with the bullshit and understand that these games are probably designed in a way that someone can play them however they want, and that's fine. If you want to spend 100 hours on Zelda, if you want to spend 200 hours on Zelda, good for you. But if you're someone who just wants to do the streamlined stuff and play it for 40, 50 hours, good for you too. I think that's actually part of the beauty of this game, but sadly, this is where the Nintendo fanboys interject themselves and make it a miserable experience for those who don't play it the way they want. Grow up. Not everyone's going to play a game the way you want.
God,
And everyone
this guy's
should be
a
able
bitch.
to play the games and enjoy them the way that they want. Especially someone like me, who I have to balance this game with other stuff. If this was the only game I was playing for 2-3 weeks, sure, let me immerse myself in the world, and I would have probably went back to the Lost Woods and talked to the Deku Tree and did his quest, and I would have done the quest where you get the Gloom armor set, and I would have done other quests that I'm sure I skipped.
Lies.
The legendary dragon, dude.
Sweet
I didn't
little
need to land
lies.
a single dragon besides the one to get the Master Sword, right? All the other dragons were a complete waste of time. They do nothing. They're in there just for fluff. They literally, you don't need them for a damn thing. They're just in there like, ooh, dragon, pretty, flying in the sky. You don't need the items, right? It's absolutely pretty ridiculous.
You better
how much
take a
shit people
sip.
gave me for my playthrough of this game, including the TikToker morons, right? When they were all wrong. Literally all the cases people made against my playthrough were incorrect. At the end of the day,
thanks for
I was
subbing,
able to
Purple
go through and
Penguin. I
beat it like
appreciate
any
that,
other
dude.
game, and it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, there were a little bit of a hurdle there with learning the puzzle aspect of the end and having gloom healing items. But outside of that, it wasn't a big deal. So why am I such a horrible villain gamer? Because I didn't play it at length the way that people wanted. I just don't understand it, okay?
Oh my god, bro, you're so dense, Phil. Most
And again,
hard-headed motherfucker ever.
I have the right to criticize the game if I feel that there's things in there that should be better.
This guy is trying to justify himself to a bunch of fucking young adults, bro, and teenagers who sit here and use fucking TikTok, dog. Think about how pathetic that is, bro. Over a fucking game, a kid's game, fucking Zelda, dog. Feels so dense and bent out of fucking shape and mentally broken as a human being, dude. Holy shit, dog. I swear, if he did mushrooms, he would have an ego death so hard he'd probably kill himself, man.
Yes, I do feel the fact that this game doesn't necessarily give you direction or guidance in the order to do stuff or what's more important, right? Right from the get-go when the game started. People say, oh, it's an open world game, do whatever you want. Okay, I'll go over here. Oops, everything there one-shots you. Can't go that way. So then it's not an open world game.
This is a very
Everything in that
pathetic
direction
rant,
one-shots
bro.
me, then I can't go that direction. So why doesn't the game say, go this direction, this is where you should start? Oh, well, it's an open world game, do what you want. No, you've already defied your own logic. You see what I mean? But people do, again, it's Zelda, it's Nintendo, must defend it. No, listen. At the end of the day, all right, this is a great game. It is.
I'm dead.
Is it better than Breath of the
Just
Wild?
listen.
The reason that I have a hard time saying that is because it adds a lot, like the puzzles with the physics mechanics and the building are actually ingenious, and in my opinion, the best new addition to the game by far. I thought that they were going to hinder the game. Remember, before it came out, I was worried. I was like, I don't want to play Minecraft. I want to play Zelda. I take all that back. Those were unfounded worries. The game was great.
No shit, Phil. Holy shit, dude. Just like everything that you just let fall out your mouth. It's full of shit, dude, and it makes no sense. I don't want to play Minecraft. I want to play Zelda. Yeah, he did. He was talking mad shit about the fucking crafting, bro. And oh, I was wrong. Yeah, dude, yeah. Like everything else you say about this game, you were wrong. You're fucking wrong. You are factually fucking correct about everything you say, Phil. Fuck you, dude.
Great with those mechanics. I don't think I ever had a complaint about that stuff. I thought it was fun and ingenious and funny to fail at them and see things flop around and shit, gotta go back to the drawing board. You fly off of one of your platforms you built or whatever. It's funny. It's genuinely entertaining, and it's probably some of the best parts of the game were based off of that mechanic. So that's great, but really that's the only thing I can tell you added to the game. The sky islands, the depths, they don't really add anything. It's just more of the same kind of exploration, and quite frankly, the depths are kind of tedious with all the gloom down there. It's just not very entertaining. And in the sky islands, you can't really fly around freely the way you would like. Like, imagine if you had the bird from Skyward Sword, and you could fly around any of the sky islands you wanted, and you had free reign to explore up there instead of having to rely on towers to propel.
Phil, how about being creative, collecting batteries, and making a fucking flying craft that you could take with you? And you could just fly all along those fucking floating islands. I don't know, Phil. It's called thinking outside the fucking box, bro.
Propel you up and finding ways to launch yourself from island to island. It just gets more tedious and too much work, and it's not worth it. What are you gonna get up there? Oh, I got another fucking component to fuse to my sword. Oh, I got another one of the 4,000 shrines in the game.
It's a
You know
pretty
what I'm
well-known
saying?
code behind the scenes.
So basically,
I know his code
to me, I think that Breath of the Wild
kind of keep that in your back
you were
pocket.
exploring this world,
you know what
right?
I mean? We don't want to touch
honestly,
the
it was like a
food
more
and shit
interesting
like that.
experience. Like I remember the first time.
There might be a
one of those
renegade
dragons, my
weirdo
jaw
we don't
dropped.
know
I was
about
like,
that
whoa,
take
that's
Phil's
totally new
gate
and
code and
interesting
do something
for the Zelda
stupid,
franchise.
and we'll end
Or,
up looking
you know,
bad.
the first time you
so.
get to the Lost
keep that to
Woods, where you
yourself.
get to the Gerudo Village. You get, when you're going to these places for the first time, you're just blown away. And the big creatures, the big dungeons that are actually monsters and stuff in the environment, the beasts, legendary beasts, that was really neat too. Like, all those things were great. And this game just kind of rehashes a lot of that.
So,
but
Wing, it'd
sadly
be
doesn't do
nice
it in a
if
way
Phil
that,
fucking
what's jaw-dropping?
used
Oh, I
his
saw a
head
new
for once.
geoglyph in the distance. Let me go check it out. But outside of that, like, what else is there? You already seen the whole map. There's nothing interesting in the depths of the sky. There just isn't. It's just more of the same. So, for me, it's kind of a mixed bag. Did I enjoy my stay in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? Indeed, I did. I'm glad I played it for the over 50 hours that I put into it over almost a 2-month period.
20 hours
I actually
too long,
enjoyed
bro.
the ending. I actually did. But at the same time, I'm sorry. All this shit that people gave me in the last month for my playthrough was unfounded. Everything that I did was meaningful, right? I didn't really engage in any of the optional bloat that would have padded my playthrough another 40, 50 hours and took another month to 2 months to beat it. And absolutely none of the stuff I skipped was necessary for the game at all. I got the full story, saw all the dungeons, beat the final boss,
Cool beans,
no problem,
I don't know.
easy
I didn't
peasy.
get his gate code.
What's your point? Right? Well,
It's just
exactly
one of
how
those
did I do this wrong?
DSP, like, fucking
So, I had a good time with it.
hidden
You
lore
also
things you end up
have
stumbling
your right
on,
to
you
play it how
know,
you
if you're in
want.
the
But for
vortex
me,
long
I
enough.
did enjoy it. I just don't think I enjoyed it as much as giant Zelda fans. Right? I am a fan of Zelda. I grew up playing Zelda games. Like I said, Link to the Past is still my favorite Zelda game of all time. And now, as a YouTuber, I've arguably played every other major Zelda game that's been out there on a console, right? But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and kiss the game's butt and say, oh, it was my most anticipated game of the year, and oh my god, I'm so much content. I don't care about that so much content. It wasn't meaningful, so I didn't care about it, I kept running into quest line.
Yeah,
do
this is
Like, no,
stupid,
I'm not
dude.
going to do this for you, you stupid townsperson.
This is
What
so
are you gonna give me, a
cold.
fucking 5 rupees?
He's fucking, this is like horrible. This is a horrible review. I knew he was gonna do this, bro. Holy shit. This is the world's worst fucking game review ever. He's the world's worst gamer, dude.
I don't need your bullshit. I just want to fucking progress in the story.
I just want to beat the
know?
game and collect my
Again, there has to be a
tips.
point
Just say
where you
that,
draw the line,
Phil.
like,
You
what's-
just want to
what's
beat
time-consuming
the
but
game in
meaningful,
like
and
10
what's a complete
hours,
waste of my
bro.
time, and I'm gonna be upset
Make
by the
like
time I do it.
$300
And once you
fucking
do the
dollars
second or
and
third thing
move
that's
on
wasting
to the
your time,
next
I'm not doing
thing.
them anymore. And that was basically my
Yo,
experience
Cool
with this
Bean,
game.
6 for
All right,
$2
forget this. I'm
bucks.
just
What
gonna
does
try to do the
meaningful
major things
mean?
then, 'cause
It's
taking
just a
too long.
filler word
We
for
were getting
Phil. It doesn't
legitimately
mean
bored
anything.
with the game in the
Which
first
makes
20
it
hours.
ironic
And then
that
I
he
said,
uses
fuck
the
it,
word
we're gonna start just
meaningful,
doing
you
major
know?
story stuff, and all of a sudden the game got good.
If
right?
you really think
When I
about it,
started
listen
only
to
doing
Phil,
the
and when he says the
geoglyphs,
word meaningful,
memories,
it's
and the
nothing.
dungeons and
It's
stuff,
a
it got
nothing
better.
word,
It got
really.
really good, actually.
It means
every one of those
nothing,
major
really.
regions was very interesting.
It's a fluff word he uses to make his sentences sound more profound than than it is, Like, my streams are meaningful. My content is meaningful. It's just a really good word in Phil's head to make whatever the fuck he's talking about sound better than what the fucking reality is. It's just like used car salesman tactics he uses,
With their plot lines and everything. The game had all these mini bosses. The fuck would you fight one for? Doesn't do anything. Oh, there had the 3-headed dragon from Zelda 1. I don't care. Doesn't do anything.
Bro,
Why would I fight?
don't tell me that's my fucking main bitch. I'm not gonna put you on blast. Holy fuck. So good to see you. You know who you is. Pretend I gave you a fat hug, dude. So this fat sack of useless DNA thinks that because he cheated a kid's game, watch other people's reviews, use a guide, that he had a right to review it. You already know the guy. You know how he be. Man, bitch, it's good to see you. Fuck, I just want to say your name. Fucking goddamn it.
Why is it in there?
I miss you so much,
I don't know.
Sinful.
Anyway, to me, good game, fun game.
We
Glad I
all
played
miss
it,
you,
But at
dude.
the same time, not, oh my god, overwhelming game of the year, best Zelda game ever vibes for me. It's just not. It just doesn't feel like that to me at all, alright? So, you can disagree with me and that's fine, but you gotta respect my opinion.
What's good
too.
with
You can't
you,
just sit
Luis?
around and be like, oh, well, just because Phil didn't play the 100 hours, that means his playthrough sucks. No, it doesn't. You can laugh and you can say, oh, he didn't really do this the right way and he sucked at it. That's fine. Criticize my gameplay all you want. But try to say that like, oh, the way I played the game was invalid. No, this is the way Nintendo intended. They made it so that you can just do streamlined, or you could take as much time as you want. They built the game like that. That's because some of the genius of Nintendo. They knew you didn't have to do all that side shit, but if you wanted to immerse yourself in it, you could. So why in the holy hell would you say to someone who's not doing it because they don't want to waste all that time and they're not enjoying it, how could you say that that's invalid and then yell at them and say they're doing it wrong? That is the most ignorant mindset, right?
No,
so,
Phil, it
enough with the
isn't.
bullshit. It really isn't
Enough
a big
with the
deal.
bullshit.
I'm glad that I'm
Enough
done with the game, 'cause I'm
criticizing
tired of
me.
people talking oh, Phil's playthrough was a train wreck and shit. Fuck off.
It
No,
was,
it's not.
Phil.
It actually was a good playthrough.
Bro, Phil, thanks for showing us. Literally, thanks for confirming and just showing us how much this bugged you. How much the TikToks bugged you. How much all of us talking about it on Twitter bugged you. All of it, bro. Thanks, Phil, for fucking feeding us once again. A good little fucking dinner of salt. When will you learn, bro? How about you be a man, dude, and just like soak it up sometimes.
In my
dude?
opinion, I had a
Yeah.
good time with it, and I'm glad that I played it the way I did, because I don't want to play it till fucking October. I want to get it done and move on to other things, which we're now going to do. Okay?
Yeah, we all knew that, Phil. We all knew that's what you want to do.
Okay. But of course, the funny part about all of this is that no one will acknowledge that I said the game is good. They'll all just say, you see, he skipped all the content and he just hates the game.
Bro, Phil, like, how dumb are you, Phil? How dumb do you think the average person is? Phil, it doesn't matter. Oh, I think the game's good. But literally the whole time you're playing the game, you're bitching, you're complaining, you're crying, you're moaning. Like, Phil, let's be honest here. 99% of everything you said was negative. And the 1% is, the game's good. I think it's a good game, but criticism. Validate me, I'm valid. Bro, a game that everybody else universally can say is a good game. Your complaints are invalid. They really are, bro. I don't care. Alright? It's like, Phil, I get it. I could be empathetic and get like, yeah, I could get how, like, some bosses could be frustrating, Phil. I could get, like, as you get older, bro, you know, sometimes it's like, fuck, when is the end of this game gonna happen? That's happened to me a couple times, like, when is this game gonna finish? You know, but I don't see, it's not a big gripe, Phil. Because I remember when I was younger, dude. I come from the, like, dude, remember the early 2010s, dude? When games were super short, bro. They were super short. The 360 PS fucking 3 era, dog. They were trying to fucking sell you a 6 to 20 hour game for full price. And everybody would bitch and complain about it. So what do? They sit here and make games like actually kind of worth the money now. Like 30 to 50 hours. That's worth my money. Like, I consider $1 an hour. If I'm gonna fucking spend $70, I better play like 70 hours at least. 50 to 70 hours. Alright? $1 of my time. $1 an hour of my fucking time, you know? Opportunity costs. And shit like that. Businessman words that Phil doesn't get, man. Whatever.
Wanted, because you have this weird notion in your head.
He's still complaining
kind of
about
completionist
this.
Gamer to enjoy a Nintendo game. Wrong. Wrong. I liked it. Okay? So, hate to tell you, even though you may say things, it's because you have things in your own mind. Take your notions out of your mind.
He's
Listen to what I'm
gaslighting
telling
right
you.
now.
I liked the game. I played just the most of the main stuff, and it was a great game for that. It was any time that I veered away from the main stuff that I realized this feels like a time waster, and it was, because I easily went through the game without it.
My
Didn't add
opinion
anything,
is right
didn't miss
because
out on
it's
nothing,
my opinion.
Still played the game and liked it. You
I
gotta deal
still
with it.
like the game. He
Sorry
didn't
if
like
you
the
can't.
game.
It crushes your reality. That you think that every single thing in the game must be experienced for it to be a good playthrough or for me to enjoy the game. That's completely false. That's your narrative you've built to try to justify the 100 hours. Sorry. Wasn't like that for me. That's just my reality. Maybe it's different from your reality. Okay? JDTV has tipped me $1. What's going on, JDTV? Thanks for the support today. It's good to have you here. And by the way, I want to say once again, thank you. He did send me that information a week or two ago about an improvement to my streams called the Devum Pixu or whatever. I just can't. I have no money for it right now. I was actually considering hours to play. You don't have to do it. You can just focus on this stuff over here that's really good. So why wouldn't
then
I
you get
think
your
the game
ass
is-
kicked?
What don't you understand? I mean, do you have any common sense in your fucking head? I don't know what else to say.
Okay,
Yes, I can
I'm
like
gonna
the
stop
game,
it here.
even
Okay,
though I don't like the side content of the
you
game.
saw the shit he was talking about
You don't
the
understand that.
side content, right?
Yeah.
How he called it the fat.
Yeah.
So my ass had to go do a food analogy on his ass because apparently he does watch our content. He thinks we're stupid, so I use a food analogy to get a point across to him, which is essentially the game is the meat of it, and the side content's the fat. It holds the flavor and it holds the contents of the game together. However, there can be such a thing as too much fat on something, which is never good.
Nah, it's
But-
fucking cheap bacon.
Like his freaking bacon he used for that cooking, and poorly cooking with a kid. God damn, that bacon sucked.
Sorry.
I agree. That bacon sucked. That was essentially what he's thinking Tears of the Kingdom is that.
Yeah, shitty bacon. Where in reality, it's like bacon bits, bro. They're like ends and pieces of shit mixed together. It's sick.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
Like,
a little bit of fat. You get little pieces of fucking meat, dude. You got a little bit of everything. Like Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't play it personally, but for what I've seen, other people play, and even Phil, it's a game I would have enjoyed personally. Yeah, so
You know, I don't know what else to say.
and Phil's on crack.
You gotta mature up a
He
little.
smokes meth, dude.
Do
you say mature up a
It's
bit?
like, well, either you love it or you hate it. No, that's not reality. Reality is not black and white, yes and no,
Yes,
good and
it
bad,
is,
right and
Phil.
hate.
It is, bro. I'm not
Yes,
one of
it is.
oh, I see shades of gray. Like, no, dude. There's either things that are okay, like either it's like it's all okay or none of it is, bro. You know?
exactly. Like, not every single video game is a fucking critic, or is not critic. Not every single video game is a fucking masterpiece. Same thing with every movie. You can hate on something if you want to, even if people like it. It's never going to be gray. Sure, there's a rarity where there's a gray line, but there's never that in
No.
society.
Life
It's always
is
black and
literally
white.
black and white, bro. Like, think
Exactly.
about it. It's never okay.
I'll
Like,
double
think
my
about, all right, literally, I'm using this as an example. It's never okay to touch little kids, except when I'm having a good day at the office. You know, like, no.
What?
Like, that's what I
What?
mean. That, like, the world ain't black and white, dude. It's never okay to touch a little kid. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we treat the
That
world.
makes zero sense, though.
It did!
Zero fucking sense.
It does! Like, imagine somebody just struts into your face, right? And it's like, yeah, nah, bro. They criticize any time a little kid gets offended, right? But you catch them touching a little kid, but they come up with some bullshit excuse why it's okay for them to do it. Like, rules for thee and not for me. Like, either it's all okay or it's not. Like on YouTube, I'll use a better fucking example. I know. That was very fucking dark.
But it was like a weird example. Like, here's
It
some content.
was. I went very extreme to try to get my point across and it
Like,
didn't hit.
I was thinking-
I'm gonna
like,
take
I was
that L.
Like, I was thinking this though. It's like, it's never okay to touch a child, but if you're disciplining a child, like, the spanking.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
say,
that's a more intelligent way to put it. Yes, that's what I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, don't, like, it's never okay to touch a child. It's never fucking okay.
Yes.
Unless you're Derek and you think that's okay, which you're fucking stupid. You should
Like
get shot.
personal, good dude. I'm glad I have you at my back. I would fucking look very bad. That's literally what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, for some people, it's okay to sit here and spank a child, whoop the shit out of them, right? But they get offended if they get touched in other ways. And sometimes abuse, it correlates the same way. Sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, it's all abuse. It fucks up the human fucking mind. You know?
It does. Like, this. But then again, Phil doesn't know jack shit of what he's talking about, though. oh, the world's not black and white. There's always gray. That's the thing, Phil. It's quite opposite. There's no such thing as gray.
There is it. Fuck me, man. I'm so fucking drunk. That shit went so fucking angled out. I'm glad I had you iron me out there. Yeah,
it
got
went
a little
dark
fucking,
quickly.
It did. It got a little weird. I wasn't intelligent about my wording.
Yeah,
there.
Ghost Hunter is like phrasing chill.
I know. Dude,
Do I need to get Chris Hansen on the phone?
No, you guys don't need to get Chris Hansen on the phone. Everything's
I know they're
okay
making a
here.
Hey, that's not life. The sooner you learn that, the more mature mindset you have, the better. Stop.
Phil,
with this
you
bullshit.
don't
It's
have
like
a
the
mature.
mind of a child.
God damn, you
the
don't
way
have
that
a
you
mature
talk.
mindset. If you
Okay?
think you see only gray, that's not mature.
All right.
No, the world's black and white.
JDTV took me
man.
another $1. Says no worries regarding the Devoom device. Take your time. I feel it'll definitely improve your setup. Obviously, you don't have to buy it.
Alright, so that's about it for that. Yo, big ups to Iveega for always hanging out in the Bacon Social Club with us. Motherfucking Phil done lost his mind, man. He hates video games. This playthrough of Zelda really is glaringly horrible. It's probably one of the worst playthroughs he ever did, dude. Phil went viral like 5 times. Yo, big ups to the kids on TikTok, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Fuck. We done got a lot of gold dust out of Phil. He hates this game, and I don't know if Phil ever want to touch another Zelda game as long as he lives. God damn it, Phil's such a bitch, bro. Totally unhinged. I can't get over it. Alright, I'll catch you guys later, man. Let me try to edit all this and get ready for the restreams later. I hope to hear you guys' comments, dude. Let me know. You know, you want to see more videos that I can, like, rip out of the restreams? You don't? I could go fuck off? You know, let me know. Until next time, my friends, have a good one. Peace.
Everything was right, everything correct. I did nothing wrong, I did nothing wrong. Everything was right, everything correct. I did nothing wrong, I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. My nigga, I never failed the mission. What? I never failed the mission. Okay. Phil did it. He masturbated. What? Oh, the camera's on. I don't even know. I need your help and support. Pledge to page.